All right, here's the plan for the day. I am in, where am I at? Stocking Island right now. All right, so I'm on Stocking Island, which is right near Georgetown and the Exumas here in the Bahamas. I'm back on the boat after a couple weeks off. I had to go back to California. I had to get some parts. I wanted to stay there for a couple weeks. Now I'm back by myself in this little mooring hurricane hole, they call it. Let me just give you a visual of what we got here. Now the place is actually more of a storage for boats on these mooring balls, so I'm not supposed to stay live aboard for more than a couple of days. So this afternoon I'm going to untie from the mooring. Let me show you. I'm going to untie from the mooring ball, but I have to wait for high tide because the entrance to this place, it's very shallow, so like literally it's 3 or 4 feet of high tide, so you have to wait till exactly high tide and then exit the cove here, which I'll do at about 2:30 this afternoon. Right now it is 10 a.m. I got to go to the beach. I got to do some working out. I'm going to do a hike. I want to show you kind of what Stocking Island has to offer. It's a very small island. Hard for me to get Wi-Fi access around here, so I haven't been putting out any videos. But I'm going to move to Long Island after I move out of this mooring area, and then I'm going to move to Long Island tomorrow with the boat. A little water in the dinghy after a heavy rain last night. So I've got my little ready to untie, and we'll head to the dinghy dock. A lot of the cruisers who are here that have sailed around the world at different locations tell me that this is one of the most beautiful beaches in all of the world. Right here on the east side of Stocking Island that goes out to the ocean side. It's pristine. Nobody's ever on the beach. There's only, maybe you'll see 1 or 2 people on the beach jogging or whatever. Just a beautiful place. Look at this water. Incredible. Now we'll do a little jogging and then we'll hike to the top of this Monument Point area that they call it. Okay, this is the trailhead, goes to the monument point. A lot of these little lizards on the trail. That's it. I think that's the highest point on Stocking Island. And then we'll look out the other side, which is the, I guess you'd call it the bay side, where all the boats are anchored. And it's cool, a bunch of boats write their names with rocks in the sand area. All right, let's go down the other side and see what we can find. Not too sure what that was about. I see a crab up here. Let's see if we can get a close look. Vicious, trying to attack. Another crab. This one looks like a large hermit crab. I wonder if I've just found a nest or something. Oh my goodness. So there's tiny hermit crabs that almost look like ant. It's like an ant colony, except it's hermit crabs. And this is in the middle of the hiking trail. I'm going to sneak up on it and see if it's still alive. That thing is huge. After my crab encounters, I head back to the boat. I need to fix the autopilot before I can leave. But to recap, just so you can find your bearings on the island, I started here. I then jogged down the beach right here. I walked up to the monument. I walked down the other side to this beach. I then walked back to my dinghy and back to the boat to do some work. In one of my previous episodes, I talked about the Autopilot and how critical the Autopilot is to solo sailing. My Autopilot's on the fritz, so if there's one thing for a single-handed sailor that you really need, it's critical. It's an Autopilot or some type of wind vane auto steering mechanism. My Autopilot pretty much stopped completely, and it made it very difficult. So I went back to the US. I got a new part. I got a new Autopilot wheel portion. I'm going to install that today. Let me show you the old. So it's called an AutoHelm ST4000. They're older models, and you'll see this control panel. Now, I'm not gonna replace the control panel. I'm just going to replace the wheel portion because it's the gears of the wheel portion that are stripped out. Let me show you what I got to replace it with. So the replacement is called an MK2, and that's the kind of updated version of the ST4000. It's supposed to be stronger, better, and all around supposed to be a good product. So I'm hoping it works better than the old. So that's the wheel portion. Now the tricky thing is, whenever you're putting anything together on a boat with I have no drill, battery powered drill, I have to use this hand drill when I have to drill anything, so that could become interesting. And I've got to drill a couple of holes here, which I've already done a few, to fit the spokes of the helm. So let's finish that. So you can see it is working. So I drilled all the holes necessary. Now I'm going to go install where it goes within the on the helm. All right, as I said, I need to take the helm off to then take this off. So that's a simple matter of just finding the right Allen tool. Okay, take this cap off, and we'll take the wheel off. All right, so here's our old. I got to take these off, and then I can get to the new one. This part was simply a matter of taking off these brackets and then attaching the new wheel in its place using the new brackets. Okay, I just got it installed. And I will show you the new ring here with the nice shiny new motor of it. And it just attaches right like that. And I'm going to use the same old power connector, same old power source, which it goes like... Oh shit. And of course, this is the typical situation that I get myself into. Every project I do on this sailboat, this is what I'm talking about. There's something that happens that's like a centimeter off from the retrofit, or the refit, that ends up not working. I'm going to go below in the engine room to see if I can find where that cable is and see if I can push it up ½ inch. Oh yeah, so we've got some room to work with here. Push that up in there. Alright, I've gone to the engine compartment and I have loosened the little wire, so now we get to see if this is going to come up like an inch. Up, and it is. I lucked out. Okay. There we have it. So I wonder why that happened. Okay, so the other one was longer, and that's why. I didn't get any footage of my initial test, but the new Autopilot works great. After this, I made it out of the mooring area and I anchored just outside the cove, where I wait until the next morning to make another move. It is 7:30. I'm gonna head to Long Island. It's about 35 miles southeast of here, so. Join me next episode where I head to Long Island. I meet some locals. I hear that hitchhiking is common here. Okay, that guy didn't want to stop. You mind if I get a ride?
No problem. Sure.
And I demonstrate how tough it is to get fresh water on a secluded island. Thanks for watching. See you next time.